Happy Monday, everyone. Today is day one of our Paper Blooms series that I'm going to come each day and make a card using the Paper Blooms paper from the celebration brochure. I'm not going to give a lot of dimensions on the paper sizes and that here because I've created a tutorial. So if you're interested on getting that tutorial, all you need to do is on the top of this Facebook page here, there's a link where you can sign up to join my mailing list. And once you do that, then I can go ahead, after the week is done and we've created all the cards, I can go ahead and email you the tutorial on making all these cards. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and this is our base card here. We're going to get it ready. We're going to take our designer series paper and put adhesive on it so we can get it put down on our card base. Okay. Trying to get it lined up here. Now we're going to take a strip of this designer paper and we're going to adhere it to this Night of Navy strip of cardstock. And we're going to take that and adhere it to the card front. And I'm going to put it closer to the top and line it up with the edge of the designer series paper base here. Okay, now we have what I did here was I took on this designer series paper, on this one it comes with a bunch of circles, so I really liked this dark navy blue circle here. So what I did is I went ahead and took one of our circle dies and I die cut it out of the designer series paper. Now the only thing is I noticed that it has a little bit of white here on the edges, so you can do one of two things. You can just ignore that if it doesn't bother you, but I wanted to go ahead and try to get rid of all that white, so I'm just taking a sponge here and dipping it in my Night of Navy ink pad, and I'm going to go ahead and just put some ink directly onto this piece to try to get rid of that white portion there. There was a little section over here, and then that way you won't even notice it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I wanted a flower, and I wanted it cut out of this paper here. So what I did was, let me pull in my cute little die cut machine here. I just love this because it's little, and I mean I have the bigger ones, but I really like this little mini one, and I think it's just because it's so cute. So we're going to sandwich it. We're going to put our plates here. Then we're going to put our piece of paper, put our die cut, and I'm going to put it right in the middle so that when I cover it later with another flower, you won't see where I've die cut it. This is called paper saving. It's a paper saving technique. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Let me turn this around so I can crank it through. Oops, okay. Get this out of the way. So there we have this cute little flower cut out of that. Then, while I have the cutting machine out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the word thanks. And all these cards that I'm making are going to be basically thank you cards, but you can use any sentiment you want. But I'm going to go ahead and do the word thanks. So I'm going to stamp that on this scrap piece of basic white cardstock. Then I'm going to bring in the die cutting machine again. And I'm going to die cut this with this circle. And so I really want the words to be closer to the top because I'm going to put a flower beneath that. And so I want to have room for it. So I'm just going to line it up like that. Oops. Hopefully that didn't move. Put my plate on here. Run that through and die cut that circle out. And there we have that thanks cut out. And I think that's all the die cutting that we need to do here because I've die cutted everything else. So we'll get that out of the way. So now I've die cutted a larger circle with the scallops, and I'm going to mount this on top of there. So I'm going to take some of my adhesive. And if you prefer to use liquid glue, I know some people prefer to use liquid glue, that's fine. I just don't have any handy right now, so I'm just going to use this. And then I'm going to go ahead and, oops, and attach it to this scalloped circle so that you see that little rim there. Then we're going to go ahead and attach this directly to the card front, right in the middle. So just kind of eyeball it there and get it where you like it. Put that down. Then I've die cut another flower, and I will go ahead and put this die cut set. I use this die cut set from all these cards, and what I really like about it is it matches this paper so that you can die cut some of the images out of one of the paper sheets, which we will be doing on one of the cards this week, and I'll show you what I did with that. And I did not get the stamp set to match this dies because I really didn't need another flower stamp set, but I got it because it matched the paper and I could die cut images out of the paper, so that was why I got it. And you can, even if you don't have the paper, you can die cut all these images separately and just make some really cute flowers with it because it's got this stitching in it, and I really like that. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on this. And plop that right on top of here in the middle of this circle. And see how that covered up where we die cut that other little flower out. You can't even tell that we did that. So now I really should have some glue out here because this would have been a whole lot easier on this little piece here. But we're going to take this little flower and put some adhesive on it and put that right in the middle of this flower. And then I'm going to take this thanks, and I've die cut this Night of Navy scalloped circle as well. And we're going to put adhesive on this and adhere this on top, just so that you can see a little bit of that scalloped edge. And then with this, I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to pop it up right below. I'm going to put it right about here on the card, just to give it a little raised up higher than the flower. And then there's a die in this set that cuts out 3 little flowers, and we're going to take one of these little flowers, take some glue dots here, add a glue dot to the back of one of these, and take that little flower and put it right here below the thanks. And then I really thought it needed a little something more. Of course it needs something more because to me it looks a little blah. So I'm going to take some of these champagne rhinestones, and I'm going to take a bigger one right here, and let's see. Whoa! Well, I just flung that one across the table. So let's try that again. I'm going to put one of the bigger rhinestones right here in the middle of this flower. Then I'm going to take a couple, I'm going to take the next size and put it, whoa, I'm just flinging these little rhinestones all over the place. Let's get that back here. I'm going to put that just somewhere on the card, and then I'm going to take one of the little smaller ones, and I'm going to put that right in the middle of this flower. And I think that adds such a nice touch to it. It really brought out those flowers. So now, for the inside, I took another little piece of this designer paper, and I like to add a little something on the inside, whether it be a piece of designer series paper or a stamped image of, but we really didn't have anything that we stamped on this card. It was mostly die cut and paper. So I'm going to take this designer series paper, and I'm just going to put a little strip here at the bottom here. Take more adhesive and attach this to the inside of the card. And try to line it up here nicely. Okay. And there you have it. You have that card. And what I like to do is take a 2x6 piece of designer paper that matches the card, and I like to decorate the envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the flap of the envelope and line this designer series paper with the edge here. Glue that down, and then all you need to do then is take a pair of scissors and trim the excess around the envelope flap here. Trim that off. Without cutting or trying not to cut the envelope. And once you get that cut off, then you've got this cute envelope that matches the card. So there you go. There was day 1 of this Paper Bloom series, and we will see you all again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.